Car prices have been on a roller coaster. New and used car prices have gone up significantly over the past 12 to 18 months, and recently they've started to go down. I'm going to walk you through the signs why I expect car prices to go down even further heading into the end of this year and into 2023, and we're going to look at data. Let's jump right into it. First and foremost, car prices have been crazy inflated. We know inflation has been high for months, but look at this chart. This chart comes from Black Book. They're one of the industry leaders when it comes to used car price tracking. This purple line shows you how much wholesale used car prices went up last year in 2021. It ended the year, wholesale used car prices ended the year for 2 to 6 year old vehicles up nearly 50%. The green line, a little bit of foreshadowing here, is this year, and you can see wholesale values have started to come back down, but this just gives you some context as to how crazy car prices have been. Let's look at new vehicles. This is a chart that shows new vehicle affordability. How many weeks of income is needed for the average US consumer to purchase a new vehicle? We've never seen values higher, 42.8 weeks. This is the direct result of average transaction prices for new cars reaching heights we never thought possible, north of $48,000, and also rising interest rates, which leads us to the interesting phenomena, which is used vehicle prices and new vehicle prices are starting to decline and have been for a few months. Average used vehicle asking prices have fallen to their lowest levels since April of this year. And on the new car side of things, well, we'll stick with used cars for a second. It's pretty obvious to see. If you search online, any website, whether it's our website, join YAA.com or Car Gurus or Cars.com, it doesn't really matter. You gotta just look at the price history of these vehicles and you can see crazy price swings. This is a Tesla Model X that had been for sale. Originally, they wanted $72,000. The current advertised price is $58,000. A 2019 Volvo XC40, original asking price as a used vehicle, $39,500, down $5,000. And it's not just more luxury vehicles. Here's a GMC Terrain. Prices on this terrain have come down significantly as well. When it was a new vehicle, it was $34,850. As a used vehicle, this is how inflated prices were. The dealership was asking for the same price as when it was new, and now, fortunately, it's starting to depreciate again. This is a direct result of demand. Demand has waned. Why has demand waned? Prices are going down for used vehicles and for new vehicles because of demand. Demand has waned because interest rates have gone up. Here is from Edmunds a chart, a graph showing you the average used car APR in each state, and average new car APR in each state. Just look at these numbers, folks. Interest rates have gone up so much that consumers are now having to pay too much money to purchase a vehicle, taking themselves out of the market. This has led to, on the new car side, interestingly, brands bringing back incentives. Incentive spend had fallen to the lowest level we've ever seen in recent months. Now brands are bringing back year-end sales events. And interestingly, 0% financing options again. Okay, so we are starting to see new car automakers having to incentivize the spend to purchase vehicles. This is happening at the same time as inventory levels are finally starting to rebound. So just gonna press pause for a second. Let's stop looking at the screen. Let's press pause. Prices of vehicles skyrocketed in the past 12 to 18 months, and that was a direct result of the chip shortage, new car production problems, the whole 9 yards. Everyone, and there was the economy was flush with cash. Everyone had their stimulus checks, all that. We have now seen prices start to go back. I was going to say normalize. They haven't normalized. Prices are still super inflated, but they're starting to decline again, both on the used car side and on the new car side. And the only reason that is happening is because of demand. Supply hasn't gotten significantly better, and we're about to look at that next. Demand has weakened, so there's fewer customers buying vehicles. And if you've done this, if you've been active in tracking the value of your vehicle, you know that the price of cars are going back down because your trade-in value is significantly lower today than it was a few months ago. But again, that is because demand has diminished because interest rates have gone up. So why can I say with any confidence that car prices have more room to go down? Because when you start to think about the supply side, this is where things get interesting. There's no indication that demand is going to get better anytime soon. If for nothing else, the Fed is going to continue to increase the federal funds rate, which means that auto loan interest rates are going to continue to go up. And we now have headlines like this: new vehicle inventory rebounds in October for most brands. We are up to 1.56 million vehicles, new cars in inventory. That might seem like a very obtuse number to you. You don't know if that's high or if that's low. Read this sentence with me. Supply at month end was 78% higher, or 680,000 units higher than at the end of October 2021. Days supply was 70% higher than the same time a year ago. This is humongous, okay? The reason that prices went up so much was because there was no supply and there was an incredible amount of demand. We have already seen the first domino fall over the past 3 months or so, which is demand has weakened as a result of increasing interest rates. This is the first domino falling on the supply side. Supply is actually increasing, up 78% year over year for new cars in the United States. That's humongous. Now, let's put that on a scale. Let's see, how significant is that? Awesome data here from a company called 4Eyes. You are looking at the total available inventory from 90% of US-based new car franchise dealerships. Look how high inventory used to be, okay? There used to be over 4 million vehicles in dealer inventory, and we got all the way down to about 2 million vehicles, again, based on the data that they pull in. But you can see we've come up just a little bit, but we're still significantly below where we were in the past. And Cox Automotive knows that just as well. You can see right here, pre-pandemic, October 2019, supply was 3.49 million vehicles, okay? We are at 1.56, but we're trending upwards. We are seeing more new cars get into inventory. We are also starting to see another interesting storyline that tells me that supply is getting better, which ultimately, if demand stays poor, supply gets higher. It's just supply and demand, right? Prices will have to go down. Fleet sales. We saw some manufacturers completely stop selling vehicles, fleet vehicles, to rental car companies, to governments, commercial fleets. We saw some companies, Hyundai, Kia namely, not sell any vehicles to fleet sales. We have now seen fleet sales increase significantly, up 49% for government fleets year over year. Excuse me, up 49% in October. The only one that declined was government fleets. Saw commercial fleets up 58%, rental fleets up 58%, retail fleets. Fleet sales are the cheapest vehicles for automakers to produce. The only reason they're going to start turning attention back to, I don't know, producing cars for rental car companies is because they actually have the capacity to do that. And we have headlines like this that literally came out over the weekend. No one's going to pay attention to this because it came out over a holiday weekend. October vehicle production tips up about 15%. So if you think about the situation that we're in, again, everything that we've seen in terms of weakening or softness in the market is a direct result of a demand issue. Less consumer demand because interest rates are sky high. This is what the Fed intended for, and it's working. But we are actually starting to see the indications that the supply side is going to become a more significant issue, and it's not just new vehicles. This also impacts used vehicles. We have talked about at this channel ad nauseum. Loan delinquencies, repossessions. This is a chart. It's a great chart. It shows you the percentage of percentage of loans that have gone 30 days or more delinquent in any given year. Auto loans. Pandemic time, right? Everyone had stimulus money. No one was going delinquent on auto loans. We are starting to see that increase in every indicator we look at, whether it's from Experian or TransUnion or from Equifax. It doesn't really matter. You can even look at folks like CarMax. We have a great video about CarMax's most recent earnings where they kind of put the industry on notice because they more than doubled their loan loss provisions. Loan loss provisions are what companies, financial institutions have to set aside for loans that they don't think are actually going to come to maturity because, well, folks are going to stop paying on them. That leads to repossessions. We are just at the beginning of repossessions significantly increasing. As repossessions increase, you're going to have more used vehicle inventory. So used vehicle inventory, and oh man, now I'm getting on a roll. Used vehicle inventory, yeah, here it is 2.44 million vehicles in inventory. Let's read this paragraph. The total supply of unsold used vehicles on dealer lots, both franchise dealers and independents across the U.S., stood at 2.44 million units at the close of October. About the same it has been for the past few months, but 10% higher than in October 2021 and close to pre-pandemic 2019 levels. Used car inventory is actually fine. If you go to a car dealer and they say, well, you know, the inventory, there is no used car inventory shortage anymore. We are back to pre-pandemic levels. And if we see an uptick in loan delinquencies that lead to auto repossessions, you're going to have a flood of used car inventory. So it's both sides on the supply side. It's not just new cars. It's not just used cars. You literally have a perfect storm that will continue to drive car prices down. You have no demand, because who the hell wants a 10% interest rate or more on a used car, or 6% interest rate or more on a new car? And you've got way increasing supply relative to where we have been, but still significantly below what the ceiling is, where we could go. Okay, I think I've captured everything I wanted to communicate to you. This is what we track every single day, every single week. If you need help buying a car, join YAA.com. Sign up for the newsletter, get the weekly price updates, use our car search. There's no ads, there's nothing like that. Let us help you. It's becoming a buyer's market. Prices are still inflated, but you can negotiate and you can save. Thank you for watching. I'm excited to read your comments below.